everyone, and my name is Eula, and today we were gonna read Rowie Jefferson's awesome, friendly, spooky story starting at the Scanner chapter. And the end of reading at this chapter for today. No, we didn't have that many times, so let's see. And are you ready to read this one book with a lot of stories? Now here we go. At first we should read Spooky Stories, the Scatter chapter. Today was a big day at the international airport because it was the unveiling of a brand new high-tech security scanner. The new machine could scan a bunch of people at once, and that meant shorter lines at airports, which everyone was pretty jazzed about. Everybody knew this was a big deal, so tons of people showed up, hoping to be the first ones to go through the scanner. But the scientists who make the machine were under a lot of pressure to get it done quickly, and they didn't really have time to test out. So everyone was pretty surprised when the first batch of people went through the machine. They came out with the other side as skeletons. Right now, you're probably saying, it's so sad those people died going through the scanner, but don't worry because somehow they're still alive, and the scientists who make the machine couldn't figure out why. At first, people who went through the scanner was kind of annoyed they turned into skeletons. But they felt better about things when they came celebrates overnight. People realized that if they were skeletons, they didn't need to spend all of their money on skin cream and makeup clothes and stuff like that. So now everyone wanted to go through the scanner, and the next day the airport was totally packed. But it turns out there are a lot of good things about being a skeleton. People figured out they could sleep in late because they didn't have to take a shower, and since they didn't have stomachs, they started sleeping extra late because they didn't need to eat breakfast either. Since no one had any muscles, nobody needed to exercise. But if they broke a bone, all it took was a little duct tape to fix stings. A bunch of other annoying things also went away, like pin piles and warts and skin knees and bedhead. And emos just got simpler too. Me and Michael just broke up. Wait. I can't tell if you're happy or sad. Other nice thing was that everyone could use some restroom since no one really needed the privacy anymore. Everyone looked at the same, so people were a lot nicer to each other too. And the more people who went through the scanner, the better things seemed to get. But before long, people started noticing some of the things weren't so great. A lot of business closed because nobody needed their serves anymore. Halloween was a lot more boring because everyone just went as the same thing. Parents keep picking up the wrong kids from the nursery, and after a while it was a total mess. And even though it was great that everyone looked the same, people started to miss the old days when they didn't. Oh look, all of the people, looks the same. So I and Channing looks like this, and Dennis looks like this. They look all the same. In fact, people started missing a lot of things, like having lips and eyeballs and not being so cold at the time. And everyone realized they made a terrible mistake. They wanted to change back. But the scientists who built the scanner never figured out why it worked to begin with. So they had no idea how to make things worse and reverse. Well, this made the people who got turned into skeletons angry. And on a cold winter's night, they stormed the airport. The skeletons dragged the scanner out of a building and threw it out down the nearest cliff, and they blew it up. The craziest thing happened. The skeletons all turned back into how they were before. Meanness, their clothes, and minus their clothes. And everyone was glad to be back to normal, but they wish they had done in this warmer night. This on a warmer night. Oh, this is not quite scary. Now the next chapter is the killer story. Not the killer, seller. Yes. So we should start reading from the seller story. So today's story was about the skeleton story, but so there was an airport and there was the scanner. They have when they came inside and went out from that scanner, then they all turned into skeletons. The scientists that made the scanner didn't try it because they didn't have time to try it. So they have just put the scanner at the airport, the security. But everybody have just turned into the skeletons. The people that they go cross the scanner. So everybody's life was quite good when they came to the skeleton. They didn't need to spend the money for the body cream or the face cream, or they didn't have eyeballs, so no eyeballs. So they can just do the phone, and they didn't sleep. That's quite good. But they want to go to the normal life because every kids look the same and every parents look the same because they're skeletons. But if we see ourselves like this when we have skin, then we look quite different. And their kids and parents look all the same. So the parents take the wrong kids and kids take the wrong kids have played with the wrong parents. So that's not quite good. So they wanted to be the before life. So they put out a scanner. And then they came back to normal. So that's quite strange thing. Anyway, so this story have been the end of reading at the happy ending. So now please subscribe my YouTube and bye everyone.